That's how we get our thrills.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Start your engine.
Vroom, vroom.
I'd like to introduce our Toastmaster for tonight, Debbie Barton.
Why stand we here idle? What is it that gentlemen wish? What would they have? Is life so dear, or peace so sweet, as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God. I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death. How many of you remember that from history? Who spoke those words? Do we know that we aren't sure he really said those words?
Of course we're not.
It was not fully recorded until many years after his death. But the witnesses said that the silence was loud after he made that statement. They're pretty confident about that. And it was attributed on March 23rd of 1775 in the Virginia Convention, the second one. But we're not convinced he actually said all of it, but those words have resonated through the years in many places, for many places, including the Dutch Republic. In 1787, they extolled liberty or death. The French Revolution, I don't speak French, but I'm going to try. Their motto, liberté, égalité, fraternité. Liberty, equality, and fraternity. The day is Canada Day. 1867, they became a country with a convention. Let freedom ring. But it requires work. Toastmasters, any guests here? Thank you for coming for our first meeting of our fiscal year. And also we're celebrating, I'm 72, but the club is 73 years old. So let freedom ring. This time I'd like to introduce our grammarian, who is going to tell us what our word to use today is. Michael LaBelle, please. I'm happy to come up here if you don't want to.
Yeah, but I like to hear the
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. The word of the day. Festival. A day or period of celebration. Typically a religious commemoration. An annual celebration or anniversary. An organized series of concerts, plays, movies, typically one held annually in the same place. And I am 73. I'm 3 months older
Than the club.
than the club. Madam Toastmaster.
So in Canada, they have a festival every year. At this time, I'd like our master evaluator to come, or at least stand, and tell us who their evaluation team is. Miss Julie Baker is our master evaluator.
Thank you. So tonight, our evaluation team, Evan will be evaluating Matt. Andrea will be evaluating Mark. And at this point, Dee will be evaluating Carl, because we have 3 speakers. The grammarian is Michael. Ooh, we gotta watch out. Off counter, would you like to do off counter?
Oh, I can do that.
Very good.
Yeah, I was afraid of
Thank you, Michael. All right. And then Christine is our listening master. Do you have a sheet?
I have paper.
Yeah, we've got a report.
We've got a form if you want to
those?
use it.
Sure.
Makes
Right.
it simpler.
I didn't
Okay.
realize that there was such a thing.
Yes, so that is our team for tonight, and then I'll be the master evaluator.
Well, I thank you, Julie, for coming forward with that.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, today is Canada Day, and the words of liberty or death have resounded over the years, starting, like I said, in the Dutch Republic, and in the France Revolution, or French Revolution, I guess is what we call it. They also added one word. They said liberty, equality, fraternity, or death. Now, those of us that remember something about history and the French Revolution, there's an awful lot of death. Not all of it good, but that was their point. But in the 1790s and 1800s, Society of a United Irishmen, their motto was liberty or death. And I for sure do not speak Celtic. During the Greek War of Independence in 1820, Elthera Thanatos, liberty or death. Patrick Henry lives with those words immortalized throughout history for freedom. In 1833, the national anthem of Uruguay, it contains this line, liberty or with glory to death. I don't speak Spanish or Portuguese either. In Serbia, theirs was freedom or death. There's something inherent in humans that want to be free. We despise authority. And it starts about despise. Why? I don't want to. No! I don't want to take a nap. And then it gets worse. But as we grow older, what constitutes freedom? Let it ring. But is my freedom at your cost? I had a county administrator once. I said, I ride for the brand. He said, great, but if your brand is doing something illegal, immoral, unethical, don't ride for it. You don't have the freedom. And he was a cowboy. Okay? So my freedom stops here. Your freedom stops at the end of your nose. How can we work together? And that's why I chose Let Freedom Ring. Yes, 250 years for the United States. Constitution was about 13 years later. Declaration of Independence. It was actually approved on the 2nd of July. It was adopted, but it was ratified by every single person on the 4th of July. And some of us know those words very well, that we hold these truths to be self-evident. But there's more to it than that. This time, let's turn our minds and ears to our first speaker. Matt is one of our newest members, but he has some awesome things to share with us. And let us join a festival of praise today and invite Matt Stroop forward. He's going to explain to us why America is great. Matt?
Good afternoon, you all. Thank you for your time. As a bred and born all-American, red-blooded American boy, I would say that America is a fine country. Why America is great? Think about it. We have freedom unlike any other country. Many countries have freedom. But here in America, not only does our freedom come with birth, not only does our liberty come with being born in this country, we have the festival of being Americans, right? This is our time. This is our 250th birthday of our country, 150th birthday of our city, great city of Rapid. And we get to enjoy freedoms unlike any other. We all of us have those freedoms and we learn to appreciate them. But with freedom, it's not just a carte blanche, free expression of whatever and whatever we may want, whatever we may want to do. It comes with responsibility. It comes with not just entitlement, but it comes with the responsibility to make our country better with everything that it is that we do. If you think about it, previous generations had the responsibility to make our country better for us, for those of us that come after the generation. Your parents brought forth a country for you, worked hard to make your situation better. My parents, my grandparents, our founders worked very hard to come together, and 13 separate colonies, all but one of them signed a constitution trying to make a country that was better for those that would come after them. Talk about the responsibility. There was compromise upon compromise upon compromise, trying to make a situation, a country better for those that would come after them. They were escaping and leaving a totalitarian system where they had to respond to a king and were taxed upon tax upon tax. And they were not looked at as citizens with freedoms and rights. And many, many people have fought over these 250 years to give us freedom, to give us the great country, the great opportunity, the land of freedom and entitlement that we all enjoy. We've had so many tourists come to our fine country and talk about how America is pretty awesome. We see people that have never been to the United States and are seeing great food and being welcomed by the citizens of every state and enjoying, Buc-ee's and barbecue and, unlimited refills. Did you see the guy on TV was like, "You mean I can have another refill?" And they're like, "Yeah, you can have as many as you want." He said, "So let me get this straight. I can have 1,000 refills." And they're like, "Well, if you want, you probably won't do that." And he goes, "No, you don't know me." The opportunity to have 1,000 refills, that's America, right? Unending, fruitful opportunity. Our food is good. Our people are gracious. We're welcoming. We have incredible sporting events. We are just unlike any other country. We take responsibility for the world all too often. We're not perfect. We have plenty of things that we could do better. We're fallible human beings in a fallible world. But we have festivals, we have parties, we have concerts, we have good music. America created rock and roll. We were the first to put a man on the moon. We take responsibility for the world. We've been in several world wars. We try to do things right. And down deep, I believe that America is a good country. We have many things that we can do better. But with freedom, and if we take responsibility, and if we take stock in what it is that we are and our roots and the fact that those that came before us were dedicated to making this country better, and those of us that live here now work hard to make sure that our country is better for those that come after us, how else can we go wrong? How many of you know the difference between mercy and grace? Anybody know the difference between mercy and grace? Mercy is when you don't get something you absolutely deserve. You don't receive the consequences of your actions, right? If that were something that was not so great, and all too often we receive mercy in this country. Grace is when you receive something great that you don't necessarily deserve. And I would argue that very often in these grand United States of America, there's plenty of mercy and there's a fair amount of grace. And God bless being in America. I really appreciate being part of this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. It was very down to here.
Thank you.
As someone whose heritage was Among those that came before and with the Pilgrims at Heritage, my husband's heritage are those that were here before they were invaded by the folks from Europe. So freedom is there. It is a great country, and visiting helps. During the Russian Civil War, the anarchists said, liberty or death, and the land to the peasants, the factories to the workers, and they put silver around everything. But in March 1941, the demonstration in Yugoslavia was against Nazi Germany. And they said, better grave than slave. Perhaps that's an interesting thought, but at this time, I'd like us to turn our thoughts to the grammarian ideal. Mark Sizer has been with Mount Rushmore Toastmasters for 3 years. And he has a great ability of really honing in on our grammatical mistakes or excesses. But today he's presenting another topic in his highly acclaimed The Successful Grammarian series. What mood are you in? Please welcome Mark to the stage.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I'm afraid this is an awfully boring topic after that. After my last The Successful Grammarian, which I still don't know if it counted as my final level 4 project or not, I decided to do another one. I'll just keep piling them on until it counts as level 4 complete. I never know quite how to start these things because I don't know what people know. So I'm going to run through the very basics very quickly to get to my point. Verbs have 4 properties. They have person, number, tense, and mood. Person is who's involved. I'm standing. Me, one person. You're sitting, second person. They are sitting, third person. Number is singular or plural. I don't think I need to go for that one. Tense is when it happens. It's going to happen in the future. Is it happening now? Did it happen in the past? There are lots of past tenses. There's 4 of them. Mood is the one that doesn't get talked about very much. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. The mood is imperative, indicative, or subjunctive. We all know what these things are, but we don't necessarily know the words. Stop. That's imperative. He stopped. That's indicative. It's normal. Normal English is indicative. Subjunctive, it reflects reality. It's what's out there. The subjunctive is the hypothetical. If only. I learned it from Latin, and the translation was, I learned all my English grammar in Latin class, by the way. The translation they gave us from Latin is, oh, would that. Oh, would that it rained. Oh, would that the lights were not this hideous blue color. That's the subjunctive mood. In many languages, the verb itself, the single word, contains all 4 of those things. In English, we need context. For example, the word speak. You can't tell. It could be speak, or it could be I speak, or it could be we speak. So in English, we need the surrounding context to understand what the verb is actually saying. The verb to be is irregular in almost every language because it's frequently used, so it mutates a lot. English, of course, has to take it to the next level. Not only do we have the word to be, we've got all those little helping verbs. Be, am, is, are, was, were, being, been, has, have, had, do, does, did, shall, should, may, might, must, can, could. And my third grade teacher is so proud of me. The thing that's grammarian or grammar challenging about the subjunctive mood, it's almost always plural, and it almost always goes further back into the past than the rest of your sentence. He had never run a stoplight. It only takes once. If only he had paid attention. Had pushes you back in time. I was running. If only I had run faster. I was running. I had run faster. It's further back in the past. The subjunctive almost always moves further back in the past than your main subject. And it's almost always plural. If I were to give you an example, that's plural. An example, I, all singular. The verb pluralizes almost always. If and would, actually all the ouds in that big long list I went through, could, should, would, are almost always subjunctive. So, oh, would that I had a green light. If only it were yellow. So that's the grammarian point. It's almost always plural. If I was is wrong, almost always. If I were is correct. And if you're already in the past tense, you go further back. If tomorrow were the 4th of July, we would have a party, a festival. We would have a festival. So it's a little bit past. If tomorrow were, we would have even more back. So those are the two things that the grammarian should watch out for in the subjunctive mood. Further back in the past and plural, almost always. Madam Toastmaster.
I coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yes. All subjunctive.
Wow. And I had 4 years of Latin too, but he remembers it more than I do. One of the things that I found interesting when I was doing some more research, which I do like to do, is that we all know that it says that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Doesn't say you're going to be happy. And that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. So that is incorporated into this. And it was written over 7 days in the month of June. And Thomas Jefferson wasn't really happy with what happened afterwards. They had a lot of red ink, and they helped rewrite a lot of his sentences to what we have now. Can any one of you tell me how many grievances were listed in that Declaration of Independence?
28.
27 grievances. And they started that out to prove this point they had, let facts be listed. Not our opinion, the actual, this is it reality was put in that Declaration of Independence. And it's considered a marvelous document today. It's fading because it's on paper. So that's why you talk about engraving in your hearts. But this time we have a speaker here who is well known to us, and he is giving his level 1, option 1, introduction to vocal variety and body language. Carl Murbach is telling me this. I know this. As we get older, we tend to accumulate many things over the years. This evening, Carl will be talking about some items he has held on to over the years. It's called hoarding. Yes, this is a curse of getting older. Please present Carl as he presents a 5 to 7 minute level pathway speech. Old things. Old me. Welcome, Carl.
Cami Garcia said, old things are better than new things because they have a story. Old things are better than new things because they have a story. I have a house full of stories. Being an older person, you tend to collect things over time, and it's that accumulation that has stories. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, it is my hope to tell you a few stories today that we have brought along, because we have a little bit of show and tell with some things that maybe I shouldn't have held on to this long. So let's take a step back. Sports. Michael, you're very familiar with that from what you did in the Army. Back in the early 70s, 1970 through 1973, I played 3 sports: football, wrestling, and tennis. Why have I held on to my tennis rackets this long? It may not be like a tennis racket you've ever seen before, because things were a little different back then. This we had because it's wood, and wood tends to bend. We had the cover that is getting older here, and hopefully will come off. See this little thing? Has anybody seen tennis rackets nowadays? They're big, huge things. But I could hit with this thing. It may be worth something today, but I don't know. It's been restrung. But this is a memory of a lot of things. Now, I haven't used it in 40 years. Why it sits out in my garage in an old filing cabinet alongside my wife's tennis racket. But it's one of those memories that has a lot of stories. We'll see if we can hold on to it. Also in sports too, growing up in the Chicago area, we played baseball, but we also played softball. Everybody is familiar with the size of a baseball. Now we played something different in Chicago. Everybody knows the softball that we play with, the 12-inch softball. But in Chicago, we played 16-inch softball. It was great because you didn't use a glove. you played bare hands. And so all you needed for softball leagues, a bunch of guys, a bunch of girls, a family, all you needed was a softball and a bat. I have 2 of them. Why? Is anybody gonna use this around here? Probably not. Probably not. Well, besides sports, my family was fairly competitive. And before the days of phones and everything else, we had backyard competitions. And one of our backyard competitions was backyard games, not croquet, not other things. We played life and death games. We had
Yes.
a life and death game called Jarts.
Yes.
Yes. Original set, original instructions, a little bit faded, but this is what we did as a family. Now, I can't really use them around here. If you've seen the soils around here, they're not gonna stick in the grass. Not in my yard around here, it's just gonna plunk and go there. Why we have that, why I still have that in my cabinet, I don't know. But it's still got the Kmart sticker on there. $2.47. Of course, technology. Oh, we love technology. I had a small AM transistor radio, worked great for years. Then technology came into being. We had records, but then we transferred them over to cassettes. And I listened to them on
Oh,
my
yeah.
original Walkman. Why I still have it? I'm not sure. I don't have any more cassettes. Those went in a sale a long time ago. But we still have that. But this technology ran out in the 80s, but then along came the 90s. And we graduated. Yeah, we graduated to the hip-held compact disc. Now that worked well for a while. I still have a stack of compact discs and music and all that sitting in there. We eventually bought an iPad. I couldn't find my iPad, but I know it's in a box somewhere in the house. But it's there. Nowadays, technology is a little bit different. I got a little black ball sitting on my counter at home, and it has a name called Alexa. And that's how we listen to music a little bit there. I have lots of memories and lots of things with stories. Should I have them? No, most of these things should be in the garbage by now. What kind of stories do you have still in your garage and in your basement? Madam Toastmaster.
I'm a young guy, so I wasn't alive for it.
But at this time, it's my pleasure, though, to invite our reader joke master, Gina.
Well, I picked this little story to read to you today because I've been spending a lot of time in front of my computer lately. And you know you're spending too much time on your computer if you've never actually met any of your friends face to face. You get up during the night to use the bathroom and you can't resist checking your email before you go back to bed. You email yourself notes instead of writing them on a piece of paper. You enter an elevator and you double click. Your website's more popular than you are. You not only know what RAM is, you know how much of it your computer has. And you frequently bite off more than you can view. You refer to breakfast, lunch, and dinner as breaks to upload. The optician looks in your eyes and sees a screensaver. And you've forgotten what real paper feels like. If any of those sound like you may be spending too much time in front of your computer. Madam Toastmaster. Is it workers' comp?
I want to see if I can load that up to my bosses and tell them I'm spending too much time in front of my computer. They're going to tell me to work harder. I did mention that we hold these truths to be self-evident, but do you know what the first paragraph says in the Declaration of Independence? When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. That was the beginning paragraph, but almost everybody can say, we have rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But what was the cause up front? In English, they tell you to write your topic sentence first. And that's what the Declaration of Independence did. But this time is some of the most fun that we can have in this festival of letting freedom ring. Randy has graciously agreed to test us on our ability to speak at a moment's notice. She is our table topics master. Welcome,
Thank you. Madam Toastmaster? Thank you. So, tonight's topic is let freedom ring. That phrase feels especially loud and visible with our local festivals happening. Those being parades, drone light shows, fireworks, visitors coming from all over to travel through our Black Hills to the destination of Mount Rushmore, or I've recently learned people call it Face Mountain. But let freedom ring does not only mean loud and obnoxious public celebration. If you know obnoxious, you know the valley. It can also make us think about gratitude, responsibility, service, community, and freedoms in everyday life. For me, it makes me think about a freedom greater, like gathering in this room, sharing ideas openly, and learning from one another. So tonight I'm asking what freedom means, what let freedom ring means to you. I will take 3 volunteers and I have 5 questions. Please pick 1 through 5 on your way up.
I have to talk.
I'm gonna talk.
Thank you, Michael. Through 5.
You pick for me.
Okay. I'm gonna go with number 2.
Okay.
What is one freedom you appreciate now than you did when you were younger?
Ooh. Well, that's a lot of time.
Are we talking about time past? Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. A freedom I enjoy now that I didn't have before. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, the freedom that I have now may not seem like freedom, but it really is. Because between my wife and I, we can plan to go anywhere in the United States and nobody's there to stop us. We don't have parents or grandparents that say, oh, you're too young to do that. Rita turns 65 next week. Okay. So, no, there is no parents or grandparents that will stop us from going where we want to and enjoying everything that we do. And yes, I have been to Walt Disney World. And yes, I've been to Hershey's, Pennsylvania for the Hershey's candy factory. And to me, it is a festival of life, being able to go where I want to and not have to worry about somebody else. Madam Tabletop Expansion.
I would take growing older as a freedom.
Michael failed to mention that he goes where Rita wants to go.
You're not supposed to say that,
I
man.
think I remember him talk about we go where Rita wants to go. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you got that right.
I have my next volunteer.
5.
Number 5. This is one I'm excited that you picked, actually, because if freedom could ring loudly through ordinary actions every day, what action would you choose?
Okay. It's a very good question. So if anyone actually knows me very, very well in this room, you all notice how I started out in Toastmasters. Carl, you can attest to this. Mama. I was very much frozen. Stop, go, don't say anything. That's where it stood. You go further back, I was very much a wallflower. I sat there and I would just observe the room. It'd be very quiet. The person you see today, however, is probably where my freedom came out. I let it ring, so to speak. It came out around my college days. No, it was no giant festival. There were no festivities about it. It slowly came into being. Finally, the person that you see now, I realized, was not an introvert. She was very much an extrovert with introverted tendencies. I think they call that ambivert. I don't even want to try to get into psychology right now. Anyway, that would be how I let my freedom ring, if that helps.
And the term is, what do they call it?
Outgoing introvert.
Outgoing introvert is the actual term.
There we go.
That's you.
I would take it as she found freedom in her voice.
Ooh.
One last volunteer.
I'll go.
Thank you, Evan.
You?
We have after all of the local festivities, the fireworks, and everything is over, what is one quiet way you hope to see freedom ringing within our community?
In Rapid City? Oh, good question. Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. That is a good question, definitely. I would say, let's go out and have more fun, going to events, deciding more events for people if we could be involved in the community. There's the same repeated events such as there's summer nights out there, maybe different events for winter when that comes, or other events at the monument when that comes. Or maybe in this case, something different at Toastmasters. I can't specifically think of what we could do, but I would say more and more fun, more and more festivals maybe, more festivals, and I would say just more family time once again, feeling love as well. Love is a great thing. I would say maybe more going out, walking around town, having fun, having some ice cream. But the answer is whatever is in the heart. Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master.
Take his freedom ringing continually through community and love and interaction.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Our first effort for table topics, excellent job. Thank you. Appreciate it. Before I turn this over to Julie, so she can take over the rest of the meeting before we do other things. One thing that the signers of the Declaration of Independence did do a pledge. They did not look at it as a festival, although there was a lot of writing that hoped that there would be festivities in honoring their freedom if they won. And he had great hopes. But the last sentence that they supported was, and for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. So in honor of the valor of those who have come before us, the festival that we will have, I turn this over to Julie. Oh my goodness, what an absolutely awesome meeting. And the theme, Let Freedom Ring. It's just so fitting for this time of year. Thank you, Debbie. Now at this time, we are going to go through the evaluations. Evan, please join me in doing the evaluation for Matt. Please help me walk me through it.
Madam General Evaluator. Matt, great job. I can tell you have improved from time to time ever since you've been here. You're very new. Before I get into the evaluation part, I would like to say, for real, that would be great at a American 4th of July festival or some other festival like that. That was really great. Your voice has definitely improved. From what I remember, I think your voice was kind of low when you began and now it's gone up for sure. I like the hand gestures when your palms are up like this, you pointed like that, it was really good. You have become more confident, less nervous, and the message was great. Because I agree with every single word you said. About freedom of America, how great it is, everything. I loved it. Pointing with palms, once again, phenomenal. You may want to work on some more eye contact. You did have good eye contact, but a lot of times you were down like this. Make sure you're looking around like that at the audience. But other than that, it was really good. move around a little more too. You were kind of just here a little, you did move around more, but just a little bit more. And no offense, not criticism, I recommend no hat when speaking. I think it's better when speaking. That's just my opinion. In practice, I recommend practice 5 times a day and do it moving around as well. And when you talked about freedom, that really touched my heart, because freedom is what makes us all do what we do. I'm at my job, you're at your jobs, or we're at your jobs. We're going out and having fun with family and events. We're in Toastmasters. That's what freedom is. When Thomas Jefferson and all John Hancock and all the other men who signed that Declaration of Independence, it's what they gave us today. Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator.
And our next evaluator is to evaluate Mark's speech. Please help me welcome Andrea.
Mark, you explained the subjunctive mood, or subjunctive moods, of how grammar works. I love it when you come up and teach. You teach very well with words. I want to see more of this. This is my challenge to you.
Okay.
I also loved it when you could also do it via your blog, or you can do it on video, like you did with your cooking. Look at this. Now I'm just fluffing feathers at this point. I love it when you address the entire room. You have no problems with that. You make sure everyone is involved. You move the podium aside. Great. But you also wanted to gravitate towards it just a little bit. You did try, like you came out here almost tripping yourself. But you did try to, again, gravitate almost right behind it. You had great gestures. I didn't mark your problem with the podium too much. I'll let you know later. You always use grand gestures, and you also use the smaller ones. You come up 3, 4, and I'm kind of wondering if you had maybe like 18 fingers, you probably could have done your whole grammar list. By the way, your 3rd grade teacher definitely would be proud. Mine would not. I failed that. They just passed me just to pass me. You may have picked up some of my nervous habits. The giggling. Did you notice?
No.
There were some light hints. Not too bad though. I'm pretty sure you probably caught them somewhere. See here? Now, I have heard that grammatical list before, and as I've stated, my 3rd grade teacher would be ashamed of me at this point. I will admit that. Otherwise, this is all I have for you. I don't think I have any other challenges for you either, but to do more speeches.
Okay, at this time, please welcome Dee as he evaluates Carl.
Carl, I don't know if you're the easiest guy to evaluate or the hardest, because you are a great speaker, and I love this speech. This, I think, was by far my favorite, all the ones that you've done so far. It's really interesting. I almost forgot to evaluate everything after I started listening to your speech. So I love the introduction and the way that it flowed. So I'll start off with that. Your voice is always very loud and clear. Kind of have a resonance to your voice that I really like. And you know, with the great introduction, you controlled your voice, I think, sometimes where you would kind of get down and you talk like this, kind of really low, as you grabbed stuff out of the box and showed it around and held it up. And then you get louder as soon as something changed. And so I thought that was fantastic. I thought that was really good. he had great body language, and using the props, I think, was excellent. When you pulled out the racket, and it's great that you explained that support bracket, because my mother had a tennis racket that I inherited somehow, and I always wondered what that was for, but I kept it anyway. So now I'm thinking too, I'm starting to get old because I've got a lot of the same stuff that you used. Your body language was great, the props were great, and then I love the repeating phrase that you had. Why do I still have it? I don't know. I think you used that several times over and over, and it really kind of struck me as a great theme. As far as anything that you can improve, I can't think of anything. In the evaluation, when it talks about vocal control, it mentions tone is one of the things, tone, speed, and volume. And I thought volume and speed you did great on. With tone, I'm not exactly sure how you do that. Unless you can, make your voice really, really high or something. I'm not sure how you would do that, but I think it was a fantastic speech. I wish I could give you more pointers, but I think it was wonderful. Thank you.
Great evaluations, everyone. You guys did great. Okay, now I'm going to call on the different reports. So first of all, Timer, Mr. Timer?
Yes. 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Mark, 7 minutes on the nose. And Carl, 7 minutes, 10 seconds.
Nice.
Evan, 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Andrea, 2 minutes, 23 seconds. And Dee, 2 minutes, 6 seconds. Michael, on your table topics, 1 minute, 42 seconds. Andrea, on your table topics, 1 minute, 40 seconds. And Evan came in at 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Wow, very good. Thank you.
I do like our new lights.
Oh, good. Christine?
Yes.
You are our listening master. Please help me welcome Christine.
So I'm going to start off with an and then I'll follow that with a really easy question. The quote that started our meeting, who do we think said it?
Patrick.
And what was the quote?
Yeah,
the short part. Yeah. How old is Rapid City?
150.
Everybody's listening. How many refills could we potentially get at a restaurant? And what mood is normal English?
No, indicative.
So the subjunctive mood always sends us where?
Further back.
Past. And how many grievances were there with the Declaration of Independence? You can't say.
I only know because she told us yesterday.
Yeah. Why are old things better?
Because they have stories.
There you go. And what did you need to play softball in Chicago?
16.
And a bat.
And a bat. So you need a ball and a bat. That was it.
All right.
That's my question.
Thank you.
I don't know how you could miss that ball. That thing's.
That's huge. All right, and now we have our grammarian acupuncture report. Michael.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Madam Evaluator. First of all, this little item here that we move around is a lectern. A podium is a raised platform used to elevate a person, object, or structure so they can stand slightly higher than their surroundings. One of these days,
We'll learn it.
we're gonna learn it like we learned to clap for Michael. Eventually, it's going to work. Debbie, I caught you
Wow.
Uh-oh.
with 6 uses of the word of the day.
Oh, okay.
That's no fun.
Matt, y'all?
Y'all,
Y'all's a word.
It is in Texas.
it is
You
right.
know? And this lectern is our adopted child. Okay? The adopted child, you have to be careful. Because if you leave it too soon, it might fly away. Never leave the lectern without a person present. That's parliamentary procedures. But you did get 2 words of the day. And Mark, I caught you with 1 word of the day. Carl. I am an Air Force sergeant,
Not Army.
not Army. Okay, it's not Army Air Corps anymore. It's Air Force. Okay. The other thing is maybe those items go to the museum.
Very few.
And the reason I don't have items like that is because of the Air Force, because every few years we moved. Mandy, you had 2 words of the day. Andrea, in your table topics, you had 2 words of the day. And Evan had 1. Evan, in your evaluation, you had 2. And Andrea, yes, I picked on you. Podium. Lectern. Lectern?
Fair.
Fair enough. Okay.
I will take it.
And Kristen. You, Christy?
Christine.
Christine. Okay. That is my report, Madam Master Evaluator.
All right, now I'm going to give a general evaluation. The speeches tonight were outstanding. You all did a great job. Very heartfelt. Matt, thank you. Thank you. Mark, we always learn so much from you. I just love to hear your speeches. I'm with Debbie. I just love to hear all the different things that you have to say. Carl. Oh my gosh. As he's pulling out your cassette player, I still have cassettes.
Yes.
Does anybody remember the BlackBerry?
Yes.
Okay, I've still got one. It's in a box. It's a kind of my memorabilia box. But I have cassettes. I have a cassette player in there with the little ear things. I have my BlackBerry and some of the older time cell phones.
Even your 8-track.
8-track. No, I don't have an 8-track. Nope, I do not, but yeah. So, again, the speeches were just great. I mean, this was just a phenomenal meeting. Everyone, Jacob, you did not get an opportunity to speak tonight. What would you like to say about the meeting tonight? Do you have any thoughts?
I do have a lot. Just trying to figure out what I would like to say.
Okay.
Probably just alongside the themes, probably. Though, I'm a little bit more serious on my takes on this.
Okay.
Because as much as we like to talk about our freedoms and how we are rebellious in nature, history is riddled with thousands of kingdoms, kings, tyrants, dictators, and this idea of freedom is a rather new concept. This republic is fairly new in the face of history. And even when we have had people cry out for freedom, they sometimes find themselves going even deeper into tyranny. For the French, when they cried for freedom in their revolution, they found many free of their heads. And in the Russian Revolution, the many who cried for freedom from the Tsars found themselves free of their lands and free to live in the cold wastes of Siberia. We are in an anomaly in history, and we are very blessed to live in this land, and we must do everything we can to keep it that way.
Very well said. Thank you, Jake. So, and with that, I think at this point, I know we're kind of pressed for time. I'm going to turn it over to our president. Please help me welcome Evan.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia,